Hi, my name is Victor, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the curtain randomizer node. And this is going to be a full explanation video for the node that randomizes curtain systems in Revit. There is another video showing how to use the node that randomizes curtain walls, and this is pretty similar, but it works on curtain systems. This here is a curtain system, and the first thing that we need to make sure, even before we go to Dynamo and use the node, is that our curtain system doesn't have this fixed number or anything preset in the type properties of the system for division of grids. It has to be set at none. So I'm going to set this to none. And here we got this message which asks us what to do with the existing grid lines, and in this case I don't care. We can delete them or we can leave them. I'm going to leave them, but what's important is that grid 1 and grid 2 are set to none. And then you have downloaded the node and it's somewhere on your computer. What you need to do is drag the node to the Dynamo canvas. This is a new home workspace, so we have started our graph here, but still we drag that node here, and the node is going to open as a second window in Dynamo, as you can see here. And even now, when the node is here, if we search, if we go to the home tab and search curtain, we can see it here, curtain system randomizer. But to be able to reuse it many times, we can just save it, and we save it in the default Dynamo location, which is usually in the app data. So we can just go here, go to save as, and here we need to navigate to your username, app data, roaming Dynamo, Dynamo Revit, your Dynamo version, and then definitions. So if I just press enter, here I'm going to have a couple of some definitions actually, and we can see that I already have that in here. So you save it there, and that way you make sure that it will appear each time you search here for the name of the node. Okay. So let me add it here. There is a slight difference between these nodes, the curtain system randomizer and the curtain wall randomizer, but they actually work in pretty much the same way. So first thing we need to do is to select the model element. So I need to type in select model element, and then I need to select my curtain wall or curtain system. It would work both for curtain walls and curtain systems. We connect it here to select element. This the bottom two, angle 1 and angle 2, is pretty much the same as modifying these angles in the curtain system. Okay. And you might need to right click here and tick that use default value for these two to set them to 0. The other inputs though don't have default values. So we have these seeds, U seed, V seed, Boolean seed. These are the numbers that control the randomness of our curtain system. So I'm actually going to connect an integer slider to each of those. so I can control them in a different way. U is the number for the U direction, V is for the V direction. Boolean is the one that decides which side should it pick. Number, here I can actually also use a slider for the number of U and for the number of V here. And the number should be something like, let's try with 10 and 10 for a start. One segment only is a boolean value, and we're going to set it to true for now. And I'm going to show you what's the difference between one segment only set to true and to false. Delete all grid lines. I'm going to set it to false. If this is set to true, it's going to just clear everything that we've done, to delete all the grid lines pretty much. So now that I've connected all the inputs, the node starts running. And it gives us a result. The node working on the curtain systems is a bit slower compared to the one that works on curtain walls, but it's not that slow. So we can see now we get these weird shapes, and because of the shape of our initial geometry, and because of the relatively small number of U and V values, and because of the one segment only set to true, this is what we get right now. If we set the one segment only to false, then we will get the complete grid lines in both directions, so it would be something more usable in this case. You see the node Dynamo is working in automatic, so each time I change something here, it reruns the script. And this is what it looks like when one segment only is set to false. And if I highlight the curtain wall, we can see what's the original geometry. So let's try some different options for the seat. I just clicked somewhere randomly in the middle of this slider for the U seat, and when it changes, we're going to get a different combination of grid lines here. From my observations, this node takes some time to compute, but it doesn't really take longer when it works on large elements, so we just wait for the same amount of time pretty much. That's a really peculiar shape that we got here. Let's try changing the V seed as well. With those curved shapes, like this one is really curved, and the small numbers of U and V values, we are going to get things like this. Next I'm going to just set them to larger values. Interesting. And of course, like if we just set this to true, delete all grid lines, we're going to reset the shape, and this is what the shape looks like with no grid lines. It's a really specific shape because this is actually created on the face of a revolve. So yes, let's see what happens if I put instead of 10 here 25, and here I'm going to put 20, and I'm going to set this back to false. So you can actually see now that even though I increased the number of grid lines a lot, we're not going to wait for longer. And now it looks like this. And of course we can try a different seed for the boolean as well. Good. So this is how the node works. And we can also use it with the Dynamo player, which is really cool. Actually, if you want to use it sequentially on different curtain systems, then we need to use it from the Dynamo player. But we can also hook up here multiple curtain systems and the node will still work. I have to mention, this node is made for curtain systems only. Use the other node for curtain walls. You can find that node and the node for curtain walls on my website. Thanks for watching.